Morning YouTube, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and we're going on a road trip. We're going to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina for a climbing competition this weekend. So we're getting all packed up, it's super early. I'm getting everything sorted and squared away so we can get on this road and get out here. Now, over this weekend, it's supposed to snow, even in Raleigh. So part of the adventure is probably me buying a set of tires for the Dodge while I'm out of town.
She's so far behind because she didn't know how to go on the ramp.
There comes the code.
Gus, you might want to grab your food bag. It practically just fell off.
Alright, come on, Henry.
Ooh, they have candy.
Got anything to say to the cameras?
I wish someone else was pushing this cart. Bye.
You better get on if you're going to go.
Well, fine.
What floor are we going to?
203.
203, huh? Alright.
I'll see you down in the lobby in a little bit. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that just happened.
Good thing you had your camera.
Sorry.
Good thing you had your camera out.
Started. What a mess.
Why do we have so much stuff?
What was all that about, Teresa? And today we're here with Henry, who's going to crush everything tomorrow.
Yep.
What about us?
No, not them.
Not so much.
Hey!
Crossing the highway because there's no crosswalk. Because what we want to do is go to Starbucks. Here we go. Try not to get killed in the process. Yeah, this is a pretty good test for the GoPro stabilization. Whew. Well, here we are in Raleigh. Impending snowstorm. See how gleeful she is?
I love a vacation.
This is a winter wonderland vacation. It's at the winter wonderland park.
It starts later.
Starts at like 2 a.m. So I may actually upload this video.
We're trying to get ready.
Yeah. So we may be uploading this video after said snowstorm, but I'm trying to get the footage anyway. We'll see y'all in a little bit. So today's video is going to focus on, is stabilization really all that great? Do you really have to have stabilized lenses or stabilized sensors or both to get good photographs? Let's just look into this and see. Because is a stabilized lens producing that much better results, or would it have to do more with the photographer? Because if stabilized lenses made the photographer, then what did all those people do all those decades of shooting film? Because last time I checked, no film camera ever had in-body film stabilization. So let's just play with this a little bit today, and let's just see if we can get some good results handheld with an unstabilized lens and an unstabilized sensor in the camera, and see what we can do. All right, here we go for real Frogger. With a GoPro, you can't really tell it, but we're gonna cross the highway, and it's 6 lanes, 3 on each side with a turning lane. And right now we have the traffic held back. I might actually can make. Now I'm gonna wait, and Teresa's still over in the parking lot over there. Yeah, see, this is what we're dealing with. All right, here's my chance. I'm going for it. Here we go again. Oh, here's the tattoo parlor that Josh was talking about yesterday. Huh, made it. Okay, we're gonna get the Fuji out, stick an unstabilized lens on it, and see if we can get sharp pictures. I'm pretty sure I can succeed in this mission. Is stabilization overrated? Because people are obsessed with image stabilization on the lens and on the GoPros and on everything. With the world going to stabilize this and that and the other thing, is a unstabilized camera worth fooling with? Let's find out. All right, so today what we're gonna do, we're gonna test that theory with this 200mm f4. Since it's a AI lens, it predates even AIS technology. This absolutely has no image stabilization. And of course the XT3 doesn't have a stabilized sensor. I also brought the 55mm micro Nikkor, and what I want to do with it is try to do some handheld macro shots. I don't know how loud these cars are going by, but I'm hoping the new microphone will help. But I want to do some macro shots handheld and see if I can get some sharp macro shots with this lens as well. Let's go out and let's shoot some pictures. That's pretty interesting. Well, I took a few snapshots and the lens is looking good. I mean, of course it does. It's a Nikon. But anyway, I'm trying to find something interesting to photograph. I mean, I'm just walking down the highway here, as you can tell. Maybe if I pan the camera to this side, I can get some of that road noise out of the frame. This microphone seems to have pretty good side rejection. Here's the Golden Corral sign. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm definitely using some handheld techniques, like I'm getting my elbows in close to the body and resting my elbows against my rib cage, and I'm putting the actual viewfinder against my skull to stabilize it. So and I'm getting both hands on the camera, take a deep breath and exhale, and then take the photograph on the natural respiratory pause at the bottom of the breath. And that's getting me, you know, a lot more in focus pictures, or sharper images you might say. But the camera doesn't really play that much of a role into it. Once you get your shutter speed up, I'm running that last photo of the Golden Corral sign was at 1/500th of a second. At 1/500, you'll pretty well freeze motion. You'll get rid of most of your camera movement, and it just improves your photo quality, whether you're running stabilized glass or not. Okay, I just got a real interesting photo in my book. I think this is my keeper from this trip. It's a, let's see here. We'll count this off. Let's see how many steps this is. 1, 2. 27 paces from that Volkswagen bus. I was over there by that gas sign on the sidewalk and took this frame, and that should show you the resolution of a 40-year-old Nikkor lens on an XT3 with an unstabilized sensor. I mean, that to me is pretty good proof of how good that you can shoot a photo without all this stabilization that everybody is just worried to death over. Don't let the fact that your camera doesn't have image stabilization in it detract from the fact that you can still take good photos. The camera companies would have you believe that it's impossible to get a sharp image without stabilization, either in the lens or in the body. That's not true. Anything could be furthest from the truth. So get out and shoot photos with what you have. Don't be sold on the hype, is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's switch over and see if we can do some macro photography handheld. Fun fact, this is that 200mm f4 that I did the machine work modification and added the chip to so it would talk to my D810. And here I am shooting it on the XT3 with no communication. All right, here's our first test to see if I can get good focus and sharpness out of a macro lens. I'm gonna photograph some of this Christmas decoration along this Oak Park sign. See what we can get out of that. This looks like a good opportunity for a macro shot. What do y'all think? In a couple of these shots I attempted, gotta make sure I don't get hit by a car. There's a frontage road and then there's the highway, and I gotta cross over right now because there's cars coming. So we'll get across the road here. Now we're They got the salt out around the ice cream parlor. Yeah, ice cream. Fresh local ice cream. They've got the parking lot salted. And it's salted up pretty good too. I tried to get the focus on me in some of those Christmas ball reflection shots, as well as the surface of the ball itself. That's a pretty sharp image. The first one I took freehand, the second one I braced on the pole just to see what the difference would be. It's pretty interesting how sharp it'll be if you brace on something at all, and even if you don't, it's still sharp. I mean, the depth of field moves around because in macro, once you're zoomed in that close, any forward to rear motion at all shows up. But it's still a good image. Wow, I'm impressed with how well these old Nikon lenses perform. I just want people to understand you can get good photos without all that whiz-bang stabilization. That was why I picked the X-T3 over an XH1 or a Sony. You know, I have the A7 II, and it's a great camera, but the IBIS on it is starting to fail. And I just wasn't interested in going through that again with a new Sony, so I just chose not to get one. And I don't want to buy a camera body every year. I mean, I've had my D810 for 4 years, and it still runs great. It's in the hotel room. I plan to take it into the gym with me to photograph Sierra because it has better low light performance than the X-T3. So, with that being known, I'll probably run the 70-200 that I have in my camera bag for it, and just cruise along with that because it's all there and it all runs so well. It's getting cold out here. The temperature is slowly dropping. It's gonna be interesting tomorrow morning. Looking forward to seeing what we wake up to. But like the snow's supposed to move in at 2 a.m. so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, right now there's nothing. It's just overcast. It's got the snow cloud sky, you know, gray blanket. So curious to see how this turns out. Next morning here in Raleigh, and we're going to open the door and we're going to see what's outside. It looks a little different from yesterday. I got something all over my arm. Teresa's all excited. Now let's get some coffee. Coffee time. Okay, here we are. I'm standing in the freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees out here and it's snowing. Look at this. Let's see. It's a solid. You're looking at probably 5 inches of snow on the back of the truck. Woo, maybe 6. It's cold out here. So I'm gonna go back inside and finish drinking my coffee. Woo, man, it's incredible. Get that off the boots. And the wind's blowing. And I don't have no coat on like an idiot. So let's go back inside. All right, we're gonna go outside and actually play in the snow. Get the door open here. Wow, it's coming down like crazy. Whew. Let's see. Oh, here they are. They've made a little tiny snowman. And let's see what we've got going here.
Snowball fighted me and hit me in the head about 15 times.
What do you think about snow, Henry Carter?
It's awesome.
What about you?
Good.
What else is there?
No,
Watch this.
no, don't hit me in the head. Don't hit me in the face.
Why would you turn your head?
Oh, good, Henry.
I'll grab Henry.
Good job, Henry.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
I missed your camera on purpose. Don't worry.
Fortunately, I think it's waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the next day. Yesterday it looked like this, and today it's a completely different story.
No.
I have a hole in my glove.
This is easy.
Oh yeah, Nicker. Right in this hole.
yesterday you couldn't hardly pull out of this parking lot into this road without the traffic bogging it down. Look at this. Wow, it's slick. BMW seems to be getting along pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't have dared stand in the middle of this highway yesterday. This intersection would have been like super dangerous to do this in. This is a 6-lane road. Dude, this is incredible. So what I want to do is get a few photos of the kids playing in the snow, maybe. And maybe their snowman they made is a little pathetic. But let's see where they are. Yeah, they're still out here. No, they done went inside. That was the end of that. All right, so let's go back inside. Right at it. And just like that, we're nearly in Florence. So now there's no more snow. Well, we're back in Georgia now, and it's about 15 till 3. But we stopped at Waffle House. I got a time lapse. We finally got out of the snow. Now we're just kind of cold mist, like 37 here, so it ain't gonna freeze. The interesting thing about it yesterday was I shot all those frames at the rock climbing competition, and none of it was with stabilized lenses or a camera. So you just don't have to use one to get successful photographs. You just gotta apply the principles that used to work for people that shot film. And you know, the magic's getting the shutter speed up, and you know, because if you're shooting handhelds, you want it to be faster. So get out there and shoot some photos. So with that, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I appreciate you watching the video. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. So until then, we'll see y'all later. Goodbye.